Whoops, I had my mic muted. All right, let's see here. TikTok is up and running. Facebook is up and running. Instagram's getting there. There it goes. And of course, YouTube is always last. I think it's going. Where is everybody at? Yo! Do. All right. I swear it's up and running. Jesse, what's up? All right, sounds good. Oh, I was like starting to sweat. I'm like, oh shit, did I fuck something up? Only 6 monitors going at once. Instagram, you guys there? I see you guys in there. You guys good? Facebook? TikTok's good. Mom's in. Everybody says it sounds good. Okay. I'm all stressing. My guess is like, you better not fuck up this show. And I'm like, I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. Don't stop. I can only do I can only do as good as everything. But it looks like everything's up and running. Oh, I'm about to have a damn heart attack. Live right here. All right. Okay, everything's up and running. I'm gonna move that over. And here we go, guys. Right here. Tintwiz. If you guys don't know Tintwiz, you've been living under a rock. I'm telling you guys right now, go to tintwiz.com, download your free 30-day trial, and give this CRM a shot. I'm telling you, it will change the way you run your shop. It'll change the way you run your business. It'll change the way you run the employee side, everything. It's all right here in the app. Doesn't matter. Tint, PPF, ceramic coatings, vinyl wrapping, flat glass tinting. It's all right here. Go check it out. Tintwiz.com. You will not regret it. Promise. Just, it is. Go check it out. I'm even wearing a Tintwiz shirt. Come on. It's got to mean something. It's got to mean something. All right. Let me just double check everything. Tyler, what's up? Looks like everything's up and running. I think we're good. All right, John, I didn't fuck it up. I did not fuck it up. It's all running. So you can't yell at me. Just saying. Instagram's up and going. Okay, good. Let's do this. All right, let's turn the chats off real quick. And Cash, I see you. You just popped in. And I say, so we start the show somewhere. Oh, I'm gonna fuck it up. Watch, John. You like jinxed me like right off the bat. All right, let's start the show. Let's do it, guys. That's right, guys. It is Tint'er Tuesday, live right here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. So if you guys are over on TikTok, hit them likes, do something. I mean, I'm trying something here. Right here, right there. It's literally right there in front of me. So if you guys are on TikTok, thank you. Facebook, thank you. Instagram, what's up? And of course, my faithfuls over here on YouTube. So cool. Show's up and running. My guest tonight, a lot of people know. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Hold on. I feel like it's too loud. I feel like I'm like trying to spit. There we go. Oh, that's better. All right, so my guest tonight, a lot of you all may know him. Some of y'all may not know him, but you're about to know him. This guy owns a tent shop. He is absolutely phenomenal at sales, installs, you name it. This guy knows what he's doing. I had the pleasure of actually meeting him in person in Atlanta, Georgia at the Audubon conference. And I want you on the show. He's like, you tell me when. I'm like, give me a while because I got a list of people to get through. But I hit him up and he's like, let's go. So he's on the show. So John, are you ready? I can see you. So if you just thumbs up, thumbs down, flip me off. I don't know why everybody flips me off on the camera. Whatever. It is what it is. So let's do this. My guest tonight, the one and only John Prue. Let's bring him in. Let's go. Sir, hello. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you, Jay?
Doing good, doing good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Honored to be here. Happy to be here.
Oh my gosh. I about swallowed that water down the wrong way. I told you I was going to die on live tonight.
Yeah, you know.
Oh my gosh.
We'll have a moment of silence for you. It's all good.
Holy cow, that's embarrassing. Everybody's like, yeah. Oh. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn you up just a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn this down again because man, I feel like that volume is just like not paying attention. Okay, now we're good. Okay, anyways, John, thank you so much for being on the show. Let's actually start the show finally. All right, so let's do this. This is your first time on the podcast, and I appreciate it very much. But why don't you let everybody who's watching, who probably doesn't know who you are, give us a little backstory on you, who you are, where your shop is, where you're located, stuff like that, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, my name's John Prue. I own Cornerstone Tint and Paint Protection. I'm in Kansas City. Yeah, I've been doing this for about 23 years now. We've had a retail location for about, I want to say about 8 years, going on 8 years. You know, we love our city. There's a lot of good shops in our city. We're fortunate to be the highest rated, probably the highest rated shop in our city. You know, we got good reviews, about 700 reviews, all 5-star. Yeah, man, we have a small, humble staff of 36 people. No, I'm joking. We've got 5 guys. Not at all. No, God, I don't even want that kind of headache, man. There's 5 of us, and yeah, man, we get it done, dude. So we work on a lot of nice, you know, high-end cars and stuff, and yeah, man, just blessed to you know, have a business and do what we love to do, you know.
So. 36 and no, I'm joking.
Yeah,
that would be insane. That'd be insane.
Some of these guys out here, dude, I don't know how they do it, but that's a job in itself, man.
Oh, 100%.
You're flying to 36 people a day would be a job in itself. So,
well, I mean, you know what I do for a living. I got to reply to 36 plus.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I just want a dumb phone and I want to live on an island somewhere. That's my dream, you know. Just
that is the absolute retirement dream, right?
That's
there.
it.
Throw the phone away on the beach with a beer. That's it. I'm done.
Done.
Yep.
That's it.
Hopefully, Mr. Kratz will allow me to do that one day, and I'm just gonna be like,
yeah, if you can make me a rep, David Kratz, if you're watching, just over some island, you know, with like 4 people on it.
Done.
I'll gladly cash those checks.
I'll make all the calls you want.
Yeah. I'll call from my little pop-up tent.
Absolutely.
All day long. I'll even take after-hours calls.
All right. So you said how many years? 20 what?
23 years, man.
23 years.
I want to. Well, my math might be a little off. 2002, something like that. Yeah. 02.
Sorry, I had to carry the one. And,
yeah, dude.
Old school. Yeah. So 23 years. That's crazy. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, you stayed afloat. I mean,
well, it's had its ups and downs, I'm sure. But
well, absolutely. But let's face it, not a lot of small businesses, right? Because you're considered a small business. They don't last that long. I mean, let's just face the truth here.
A lot of work, a lot of gray hair, brother.
Right. So my first question, since we're kind of talking about, you know, the shop and how long you've been in business, from start to now, at what point year-wise was the absolute turning point where you're like, oh my God, we're like full steam now? Like, where was that?
Man, that's fun. That's an interesting question, and it's going to be hard for me. I'm not like, I have had a very unorthodox, I guess you could say, like, career path in this whole thing, man. And I've taken breaks from it, and I've come back, and I've done different things. And but yeah, I'm actually self-taught. I didn't ever work for anybody, which is crazy. I got to give credit to one man. You know who Stan Foster is? I'm sure there's people out there that know who he is, man. He's a legend. If he's watching, thank you, Stan. But yeah, I learned how to tint windows when I was I think I was about 19 or 20, somewhere around there. And I got a hold of his videos. My dad owned a sign business for like 30 years, 35 years. He's really talented artist. Dude, but he's of the old school. He could literally hand paint. Like he could take that Tint'er Tuesday behind you, that banner behind you, and paint that with a paintbrush, bro. And I mean, he did movie sets for Hollywood and stuff, where they would go. And like in Kansas City here, we have a district called 18th and Vine, and it's an old jazz district because jazz Kansas City or whatever. And there was a movie in the 90s called Kansas City that they made, and they hired my dad to go down there and literally a whole block, paint all the storefronts to look like they're from like the 20s or whatever. And then they filmed it. And I remember being a kid and watching this Hollywood movie, and I'm like, whoa, like he just painted, and it looked so cool the way they filmed it. It looked like it was from the 20s, but he could do all that. He could draw, a line from me to you, man. He could put a ruler up to it. Just freak talent,
Wow.
But so I grew up watching him do that. I would put decals, on and all that stuff. And so I just naturally, I don't know, somehow I just thought, window tint should probably be something close to that. No, it was only like, 100 times harder to do, but I didn't know. So of course, like all of us probably who are self-taught, we destroyed several of our friends' cars before we ever figured it out, And
Guilty.
yeah, we should take a moment of silence for all the cars we destroyed in the early years. But yeah, man. So did that, and then I'm kind of from a small town, pretty small town, and so a lot of the vehicles I started learning on were farm trucks, really dirty. Had to learn how to get those clean. If you can get farm trucks, dirt road trucks clean, you can get anything clean, man. And so I learned how to do that. Eventually I picked up a couple dealerships because I grew up pretty poor, and I ended up in foster care in my teenage years. So I didn't have any money or anything. And but I'm the type of person where I just can't work for people, dude. I just don't have the mentality for that, the drama. I just can't do it. I'm just not wired that way, dude. I don't know what it is, and I don't even like working for myself. You know what I mean? Let alone working for people. But anyway,
I don't like working. Period.
I don't like working at all. It turns out, yeah. Who knew, man? I didn't know, but
I don't think anybody really likes working.
No, yeah, it's not the joy that everyone says it is, man.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, I think I saw a sign one time in a little deli one time in my hometown. It said the only thing more overrated than the joy of childbirth is the joy of owning your own business. And I said, exactly. It's painful, man. But yeah, so I started off. I ended up getting a couple dealership accounts, and I would go and do them on site at the dealership. At this point, I was already kind of built up my skills and stuff, but I would do that, and then I ended up with like 6 different dealership accounts. I would go on site, about an hour and a half radius from where I lived, and I would go and I'd do cars on the show floor. Got really proficient at it, really fast. I would go and I would tint 8 to 10 cars, full sedans in a day. It'd be a 12-hour day, but I would, about put myself in the hospital just going too hard, But doing that, and then eventually I got really tired of that. Really tired of dealerships. If I can say that on here, I guess who cares? Dealerships are a pain in the ass, dude. They want everything half the price and twice the speed, and and then they want to mark it up like 400%. It just makes no sense. But I hated working for them, man. Never any problems or anything, but they're also real fly by night. So they'll drop you to save a dime and go somewhere, whatever. So one day, I had a child in 2017. I had my son, and I got real tired of the drive, man. Driving, I put like 80,000 miles on my car in like a year, and so I said, I think it's time. It's just time to open a shop, basically, for lack of better terms. I kind of had this feeling, and I listened, and I got it. Opened a shop, dude, and from then on, man, that first year and a half is. I feel for anybody that's in that right now. It is a freaking dogfight, man. You have got to, even if you do everything right, you can absolutely go under, bro. I mean, you can do everything right and lose your ass. You know what I mean? Yes. We made it year and a half in. We started picking up, yeah, man. I mean, I would say 3 years in. Well, let me see. About 2 years in, we really started to kind of like, wow, we're getting our reputation's getting around for doing good work, because that's what we do. We don't cut corners and stuff, and not to bash anybody, competitors or anything like that, nothing like that. But I'm just saying, like, we were just known for, hey, treat them right, do them well, make sure that car leaves looking excellent, all the stuff that should be common sense, but we have to say it, unfortunately. And yeah, man, and it's just been we've just grown every single year like this. And I'm thankful for that. But then, adding other services like PPF and coatings and different things obviously is a huge help. The more legs on the table, the more stable You know what I mean? And so,
Absolutely.
yeah, but you don't want to add
Absolutely.
too many things, dude. You have too many services, that can become an actual problem too. So it's kind of a balance. But yeah, we've grown. We've moved 3 times
Damn.
in yeah,
Really?
dude. We moved 3 times in 6 years, bro.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
just growing. Yeah, dude, just expanding. Yeah,
That's, I mean, so you moved for the expansion side, not because you needed to
correct.
go
Yeah,
down.
for the
You were going
expansion.
up. Okay.
Yeah,
But that's still quite a
6
bit,
years.
6 years.
Like every other year, I'm like, great, I got to do all this and I got to freaking do. Yeah. So yeah. So we're
Damn.
we have a decent enough size space now, dude, that we can that we're able to hire. You know, now we hire more to offset the need to move. So we probably won't have to move for a little while. Thankfully. Uh,
Good. Good.
yeah, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, dude. I mean, dude, it's not. I was a D student, bro. I
Yeah.
barely made it through school, dude.
Right
Yeah,
here.
D student didn't. Yeah, and if I can do it, anybody can do it, man. But just stick to the common sense stuff.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you want
Yeah.
people to come to you, do a good job. You want people to come back to you, do a great job. You want people to tell their friends about you, do a great job with a great attitude. It's
Yeah.
not hard. It's really simple, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's pretty much that.
That's wild. And I'm kind of with you on the D student thing. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, my principal back in the day, uh, I have two older brothers. I was the last one to graduate from the same high school, and the
yeah.
principal, literally senior year, principal pulled me in the office and was like, "If you don't get your shit together, I can't retire." And I promise. He's like, no joke. He said, "I
What?
promised your mom I would watch all three of you guys graduate
Oh
so I
my
could
gosh.
retire." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I had to bust my hump just to graduate, just so he would retire.
Mom put the fear of God in that man, huh?
Yes.
You took that stuff serious, huh? Hey, that's
um,
cool. Yeah,
but
man.
and uh, I mean, let's face it. Window tinting's not for everybody. It's not. It's not easy to pick up. We all know that.
Yeah,
It's a huge learning curve. There's more to it than just going like this and saying, "Oh, I'm done," right?
yeah,
Um, but it was a challenge, and when I started doing it, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't. Let's be honest. I didn't have YouTube back then. I didn't have
yep.
Facebook and all
Yeah,
this.
man. That's
You
what people
know,
don't realize, bro.
it was
Yeah,
so hard, and I was
trial
like,
and
you know
error,
what?
man.
I'm gonna keep doing it because one, I wanted to tip my own vehicles, and two, I had friends that were like, "Man,
Yeah,
if you can save me $100, I'll come to
yeah,
you." And I'm like, "All right,
yeah.
I'm gonna get this down." And
I'll save you $100 on tint, but I'll do about $500 in damages on your
right.
upholstery. No.
And I went to college out of spite. I did not want to go to college for anything except for spite, because I basically just told everybody, you don't think I can go to college and graduate?
Yeah,
Well, watch this. And I
yeah.
did it just out of spite.
Who's
But I was
retarded now?
Yeah, right. But I kept with the tinning, and I was like, I've got something here. I just got
Yeah,
to fine tune it all, and it happened, and then boom, 28
yeah.
years later,
Damn, bro.
I'm
Yeah,
still making money off of
come
it.
on,
So
dude.
it works.
It's a blessing. You know what I like about our industry, Jason, is that like it's uh it's one of those industries, man. If you're willing to put in the work and you know what I'm saying, and put the effort in to learn something that's very hard, it is rewarding enough because it's one of those
Oh yeah.
things that it's difficult of enough of an industry to learn that most people will give up. But if you're hungry, dude, or you grow up poor, it does not require a giant like upfront capital
No.
thing, dude. You can start out like me, dude, in the trunk of a crappy Ford Focus, dented up Ford Focus with
Yup.
you know what I'm saying, water bottles in a bucket, bro, and just go to work, and you can build it into something. And now our garage is full of freaking Ferraris and
Yep.
and class everything. I mean, and it's like, wow,
Absolutely.
did all this happen? It's sometimes it feels well, time flies, because I'm not gonna make this sound better than it is. It is
Sure.
it's a stressful path, bro. It is you're in the fire a lot, man. I dude, I've had the panic attacks over the years, and the sleep deprivation, and the working 18-hour day. Dude, when my son was born, our first year in retail, I had my son, and I missed out I'd go 3 days without seeing him, dude, sometimes as a newborn. Because when they're newborn, they go to bed early, like 6 or 7. Well, dude, I'm going into work at 5. I'm getting home at like 8. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, or 9. And I'm like, oh, everyone's asleep. Okay, so you miss out on things, man. I mean, it's there's a lot. It's everyone thinks, oh, you own your own business, you can work your own hours, and you're free all the time, and it's this just majestic, awesome thing. Yeah, dude, I get to choose my own hours as long as they're after I've already committed the first like 70 hours this week. Then I can choose what hours I want up. Like, who can you're the cog in the you're the whole thing. So no, dude.
I everything you just said, been there, done that, 100%. Like when you say growing up poor, I grew up poor. By all means, I wasn't on the streets. I wasn't panhandling and begging, but I grew up poor. My mom did everything she could, to the best of her abilities, and it's okay. I drank from the water hose. I survived. I got beat.
I wouldn't have it any other way, bro.
Right. I got beat with a wooden spoon. I survived. It is what it is. But the thing is that who was it that said it? Hold on. Charlie said, "You get what you put in. You get out what you put in," and it's absolutely true, because like I pushed and pushed and pushed, because after I actually got like everything down and I was able to successfully do my first full car, passable, customer loved it. I did it in the least amount of time, the least amount of film waste, all the good stuff, right?
Yeah,
and
man.
I got that first little taste of money in my hand, cash, and I was just like, wait, I could shut up. Like, I went and ate steak that night, and I'm like, I can do it tomorrow.
And in business, what I'm learning and have learned a lot, and a lot of the veteran guys that are really successful, the guys that are way, way up here, and I'm like, to me, down here, I mean, they're like way successful. Guys like, Mike, Norng, and all these dudes. I mean, there's so many. Of these guys, but is learning how to install this is the funny, I feel like I learned, oh my God, man. I think everything I did the hard way. And I say I'm a really good tinter because I've done everything wrong so many times that I know how to do it right just by default. Like there's 2 ways to draw a silhouette. You know what I'm saying? You can do the dark way or the light way. You're still gonna have the same picture when it's all done. I became really good because I didn't have someone teach me. That's the wrong way to do it. Like, man, I keep coming up with this result. What's wrong? And then changing it and learning and working with all that. I think for me, it was a survival thing, man, and a drive thing, and trying to make it and having a big dream. I'm living that dream now. I'm not saying it's this incredible dream, but what I'm saying is everything I aspired for back then, I actually have now.
Right.
Surprisingly, I'm like, damn, I only thought of all the good things. I didn't consider the price that I would have to pay or the cost of all the gray hair, the stress, and all of that. But I am here now. But no, dude, I was going to say basically, like, it's a skill set, bro. Being a technician, learning how to install well is a skill set in itself, right? Mm-hmm. There's a whole other skill set that's just as much of a learning curve. It's harder. It's how do you market yourself, or how do I freaking, know my numbers in business? How do I make educated decisions? All those things, dude. Like, there's so many things. And I mean, there's some really brilliant guys, man, in this industry, and I'm always trying to learn. I've been in this 23 years, and if you ever think, oh, I've arrived,
nope.
That's the quickest way to put blinders on, because there are guys. I mean, I learn stuff all the time, and I love it. Some guys have a real pride, dude. As well as I do in our industry, the ego is like, I think we have the most egotistical industry.
Oh yeah.
All industries, bro. There's a lot of pride, and that's cool. Dude should be proud of this. This is like a hard thing to do.
Sure, absolutely.
But man, if you can humble yourself, dude, and be like, you know what, there's still a lot more to learn. I'm not as big as so-and-so. And I don't know if I'll ever be, but like, I could learn a lot from these guys. And so for me, it was like, it's like learning to do the install. And then another big one, dude, is learning how to market your business so that you can scale. Then the next one is, okay, if I scale this, how do I know a lot of guys who don't, and a lot of it's by choice, and I respect that, because, and they probably don't want the headaches of it, but some guys can be stuck where it's just them, and I felt that trap for a long time, bro. And that was torture. I lost a lot of sleep. Like, man, am I stuck doing this myself for the rest of my life? Like, how am I going to get out of it? Yeah. Learning how to get guys trained, well enough that they can start to take some of that workload off you, but then finding a way to feed them, put food on the table, as far as bring business in to make sure that they're paid, because that's a very high expense. Then, there's just so many like lily pads. You got to jump from one to the other, you know what I mean, before you get, I'm not there yet, dude. I'm not like golfing every day and only check into the shop once a month or so. I wish. I'm there all the time. I'm there every day. I'm doing PPF every day with these two hands, man. And ironically not today, but most of the time I'm always in there doing it. But yeah, man, learning also things that I've learned is just dealing like with guys, employees, like, do I hire guys that are experienced? Do I train new guys? Like, how do I mitigate? How do I handle this like attitude in a drama and different, like all the stuff? You got to be a freaking psychiatrist. You have to, like, there's so many different things that you got to like be a jack of all trades, and and you damn near have to master all of them too. There's not a lot of forgiveness in small business, man. You can make mistakes and you can be doing everything right, man. You have a couple bad months and you're gonna feel that, So yeah, man.
I agree with everything you just said, and the whole time you were talking, I was literally reliving the last 28 years of my life from start to finish, and I'm just like, damn, he's fucking right.
Yeah. Trying to get an eye twitch and stuff.
Oh my gosh. So and going back to like, you said, just learning the window tint, once that's done, a lot of people are like, oh, I got this down. And it's like, no, it's not. Yeah. And I was the same way, because I was like, okay, I got my first car under my belt. It was good. They referred a friend, and then, I was doing like one here every so often. And I'm like, okay, how can I get more business? Then it comes into marketing. Well, back then we didn't have social media like we do now. So I was like, okay, I'm in college.
Totally.
What's the best way to do it? There's bulletin boards all over campus. I went right into the registrar's office, and I went, can I advertise? And they're like, absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a business name yet. I was just like, window tint. And the
straight
little,
up, dude.
Cut it off and then rip it off, and it's got my number on there.
That was my first business name, was Affordable Window Tint. I was like, is that even a name? I guess. I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, man, it's all about respect the hustle, dude.
Absolutely.
Always respect the people who hustle hard.
And then I finally came up, my mother helped me out, and she's like, why don't you call it something like after hours? And I'm like, oh yeah, there you go. So it was like after hours window tinting.
Cool.
And so it just took off, and then I was like, okay, now I got the clientele. Now I got the marketing. That was my marketing. And I'm like, okay, well, now I got to be able to do all my finances and make sure, I was putting back into the business, paying myself, make sure I was able to pay my taxes. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I get myself into?
Form, man. You can hurt yourself that way too. There's a lot of dudes out here paying self-employment tax.
Yeah.
And there's ways around that. And I've talked to so many guys. I'm like, why don't you pay yourself as an employee and take out distributions and talk to an accountant for that? They're going to save you tens of thousands of dollars a year.
Yes.
And just simple, like, not simple. It wasn't simple. I learned the hard way on that. But just different things. You have to learn a lot of things. Like, matter of fact, dude, like for us, like, we're known for kind of being like well branded and marketed and stuff like that. But like, I knew when I first started out that before I started my tint business, I said, I have a dream and a goal, and I'm going to work towards it every way that I can. I don't quite have the skill to like just go out and do this yet, but I'm going to learn it. I'm going to watch these videos. I'm going to practice my own craft, do all the things that a lot of us have done. But I also knew that like I'm really picky, man. I'm very OCD. I would be the customer that I hate. Like if I went into, it's like the guy who's like, his nose is touching the glass. And I hate those people. And I'm like, damn it, I am that guy. Like, I catch myself at different things, like being that. I'm like, oh, tune it out, man. Don't stress this person out. I feel for them, but whatever. Some of us are a little more neurotic than others, I guess. But
no, it's true,
dude. And so, well, it's good though. Our industry needs OCD people. It's kind of a requirement for our business. But no, dude, I taught myself how to do graphic design. Because I knew that I wanted to have a tint business, which is kind of weird, but I knew that I wanted it to look a certain way. I wanted it branded a certain way. And I knew that at least back in those days, you know, it's like, man, not everybody's going to be able to do it to the way I expect it to. But that's led to all kinds of things. I have a whole other business now. You know, I do.
You do.
You know, we do signage, displays, all kinds. We make all the Autobahn display boards and stuff. You know about that, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's just weird how stuff will kind of always improve. Approach life with great humility, man, in the sense of like, be almost obsessive about it. Give yourself a rest once in a while, let your brain rest. And I'm freaking obsessed with learning things, man. It's just a thing. And I'm like, I don't know if I got some kind of subconscious freaking fear or survival or something. I don't know what it is, man. Fight or flight. I don't know what it is, but I'm always like, man, the more shit you can learn, the better off you can be in this fight, you know what I mean, of life, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, I don't know. I think it comes from earlier I said that, you know, I got put in foster care at 17. So I'm a ward of the state of Kansas. So so I actually lived in a temporary foster home until I was 18, and I actually turned 18 right in July, right before my senior year. So I lived in an apartment my senior year in high school. I worked in a warehouse after school from like 3 to 9 every day, and running a forklift and a high lift. If you ever seen those that go way up and put pallets up on the shelves, we dropped so much shit from like 75 feet in the air. Pallets of freaking Slim Fast just exploding all over the floor. It was, I don't know why they would ever give a freaking 18-year-old the keys to one of those things, but it was a great time. Almost died a few times, but anyway, but I lived in my own apartment, bro, and I went to high school, and I was like, damn, life is harsh, and it's hard, and you better figure your shit out, man. And so for me, I think it created I grew up really poor. Actually, up until I was about 8, I lived in a single wide trailer with like no AC in the middle of rural Missouri. You know, yeah, man, very poor. 4 miles outside of a town of like 1,000 people, like real poor, like really about as poor as you could get. And then, but yeah, dude, my senior year, man, I lived in an apartment, and it cultivated all this stuff, cultivated to like, man, if you want something in life, you're going to have to freaking make it happen, because you're not fortunate enough to maybe have parents that can afford it. And that's what I love about our industry. There's so many good blue collar, down to earth dudes that grew up the same way, and they're all hungry, and they all wanted more than maybe what they grew up with. And thank God for this industry, man, because it affords us the ability to do that. I know guys in this industry, man, that drive wildly awesome exotic cars that freaking have a great lane. But dude, don't get it twisted. Like, these people have worked their asses off. There's no shortcuts in life. This is, you know what I mean? But yeah, bro, I think it's just created a hunger and a drive, and, you know, and I wanted to give my children and my family like what I didn't, you know, have. And I think that's just nature. That's good nature. That's in all fathers, you know.
Absolutely.
And, you know it, dude. And that's it. That's what I think keeps me going, is that subconscious or whatever kind of always be learning, always be, you know, growing, you know, and just and the more you can learn. I mean, I'm even open to like learning things that aren't even in this industry that potentially one day I might make my exit out of this industry into, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Yeah.
No, it's a fantastic industry, hands down. You know, like we said earlier, there's always going to be a challenge. It's a huge learning curve.
Totally.
But I'm telling you, if you get through all that stuff, and you wiggle your way through and make it happen, dude, there's
light.
There's right, but there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Totally.
There really is. And let's just face it, anybody that's in our industry, whether it's shop owner or installer, the amount of money you can make there's no cap. There's no cap.
There's nothing.
There's no one saying, nope, you can only make $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Watch me hold my beer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make $200,000.
Yeah.
So
if you're willing to put in the work, dude.
Oh God, yeah.
That's a whole other thing too, man. That's a whole other skill that I haven't learned yet, dude. Is learning how to. A lot of guys just want to grow. The more employees I got, the better. And there's a freaking art to that, even, man. It's like, oh shit, like I'm not efficient, you know. and I've got way too many employees, and we've got cars sitting in here for 4 or 5 days, but I got freaking 8 employees. What the hell am I doing? Like, that's a skill to figure out and optimize. And you can only figure it out by asking people who know and implementing it, or literally just being so obsessive with efficiency and everything. You figure it out and learn. You know, I'm proud to say that we're really efficient. Like, we're really efficient, and but it's by need. It's by need, man. You know what I mean? If you're not, you're losing money, and then it's pointless. But I will say this. One other thing, dude, in our industry that is like an epidemic, and I'm sure you probably agree, is, and this is no offense to anybody who doesn't know but wants to know, and I mean it to be super offensive to those guys who they don't want to freaking know this, but they need to. Guys don't know their numbers, man, at all. Like, they do not know how to run a business. They think, I mean, this amount sounds good. It sounds like a high dollar amount. They have no idea what their overhead costs are. They have no idea. Their rent, all their different things added up. They've never literally sat down and made a freaking budget or like an Excel document that shows, like, holy crap. If I take all my bills and divide them by 30 days, this is the total that it's freaking 5 times higher than I thought it was when I quoted that car last week and undercut every shop in town because I'm not fucking like smart at all. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, get your numbers right if you want to stay alive, because all it takes is an economy to go south and you're gone. And you're going to wonder, damn, what did I not? So get your numbers right, man. And I'm going to give a shout out to somebody on here. I think she might be listening. I saw her at the Audubon conference, which was absolutely stellar. And I also got to apologize for almost getting us killed for suggesting that we ride on the Atlanta MARTA train through freaking downtown Atlanta in broad day. That was kind of scary. Brody was getting harassed by some dude for literally no reason, screaming from 2 carts down. I was like, oh my God, I recommended we take this through town to avoid traffic. And I'm going to get us all stabbed.
Thank you, by the way. Appreciate it.
Dude. Oh God. Yeah. So anyway, point taken, and I made sure to take an Uber back for like $80.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm not doing that ever again.
No.
But anyway, no. Marissa Sheehan, man, Restyle Revenue. She is a bright girl, man, and anybody who's kind of trying to figure their numbers out, having a hard time. D student right here, and it's like, damn, I really want to get this. This certain number, I need to know this number. I'm trying to work and figure this out. Blah blah blah. She's bright, man. She can help you guys with like sales coaching and she has spreadsheets and she can help you figure out profit margins. And hey, every service you have, hey, you guys margin's great here, but this one thing in PPF, you need to raise this or whatever. And I tell you what, man, I wish everybody had someone like her to show them, because I think. It seems like our industry makes high profits and stuff, and they can. But if you look at run that big number that looks so great, run it through the filter of all of your bills and let it trickle down like it's trickling through like a filter, and you're going to see it's drops, not gallons. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, oh my gosh, like, wow, that's what I actually made after my overhead, my employees, and all my stuff. Man, I wish people would figure that out. People wouldn't bat an eye, and we wouldn't be in this bloodbath here where guys are undercutting each other and stuff. I don't even pay attention to my competitors, and they're great. Sometimes I'll even refer our customers to them if we're behind or whatever. But my only hope is that like everyone in my city, man, has a good understanding of their business model and their numbers, and can can price things based off of that versus what the next guy's charging. You know what I mean? And sell on value, dude. Don't be afraid to let the raise your prices and let the so what, you lose 2 out of 10 people because you lowered your prices. Well, guess what? You raised your prices on the other 8, and I'm sure it's going to be a net win. You know what I mean? It's simple math, but you got the guys out here that think they need to get every single customer in the door. If you're trying to serve every single customer, that's a recipe for disaster, and you will go out of business. And everybody who starts, you got to get over that. It took me about a year to get over that. And I was like, dude, I'm so tired of dealing with these difficult ass people, the cheapest people, the most pain in the ass people, because it's like you're taking their arm, you know what I mean, by just taking a couple $100. So I started raising my prices mostly out of spite. And I was like, damn, like not only are we busier with volume, but they're paying and they're not a pain in the ass. I'm going to do this again. And I think we've raised our prices by 5 times in shit 4 or 5 years. I mean, it's just, we keep doing it. I don't, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I don't care what anybody else charges. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it, not gouging, but I'm going to do it to the point where I feel like, hey, our business is safe. You know what I mean? And I can give my guys a good living, you know?
And I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, let's face it. You know, let's talk way back in the day. So 28 years, 23 years.
Yeah, dude.
You know, tint shops were
90s.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't tint shop on every corner. Now there was a lot of tint shops, but it's not as saturated as it is nowadays because you got all these mobile tinters. You got the guys that are popping up going, I watched a TikTok video. I know how to tint. It's like, no, it's not.
We fix a lot of shit every week.
Yeah.
I mean, every week, dude.
But
somebody learns the lesson.
But the thing is that if everybody out there who is running a nice, smooth running business and everybody can get on the same page, right? Our industry would be a little bit better because you got all those low ballers out there that are just killing the rest of us going, I give up.
There's guys that'll do it for free, man, just so you won't get to do it, you know?
Right.
Okay, have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones that always crack me up, man, are the $99 tint shops when they were prevalent. And I was like, you realize you got to tint like 100 full sedans, dude, and you haven't even made $10,000? Like, do you understand, like, what, even if you're mobile, how much work that is to make that little of money? Like, good God, you're building the wrong clientele, man. Like,
100
I'd rather do 20 cars for, you know, double or triple the amount, you know what I mean, than 100 cars. What are we doing? You know, people are stupid.
And that's I'm going to say that's probably a little bit of a weakness in our industry is not that I have anything against anybody going live and, you know, showing their process and, you know, going on TikTok or Instagram or even Facebook. And it's, you know, you get all these new people watching it. They're like, that's cool. Now I kind of see how they do it. But, but
I'm not into that. Don't give away the goods, man. I mean, college ain't free, baby. You know what I mean? Culinary school ain't free. At least make a course and charge people money for it. But I've never liked that either. I've never liked that. And I know guys think that, I'll be a YouTube star if I do that. Good luck, dude. Good luck. If you even, again, no business logic here, have you looked into how many subscribers and how much you have to put out to actually make anything off doing that? It's not possible. Our industry is too niche, too small. And you create guys in every city that are out here trying to do it, you know? I don't know, man. Same way, man. It's just those and please forgive me for anybody that's watching this. I'm not like badgering or pointing fingers at anybody, but we hate you guys.
It's the
I'll say it.
it's the newbies that come in going, I can make a quick $100, and it's like, please stop doing that. Please
stop doing that.
Please.
This isn't gas money for the weekend, you know, or something.
No.
Like, this is a real business, you know.
It is.
Real people's. Yeah.
If you do it right, you can make way more than just $100 on that one car. Like a lot. You know,
too many technicians, not enough businessmen in this business. Not enough. Not enough marketing, or not enough businessmen. And you can't rely on a brand either to do that. That's another. And don't get me wrong. We're Autobahn guys, man. We have the best brand in the whole thing, and unashamedly, I'll say that, man. I've had other brands too. Expel. We were Expel dealer for 8 years. Platinum, whatever. But man, I feel like we have the best brand, the best products, everything, all that. But I still don't rely on that. And guys who rely on that, it tells me, and it's no offense to them, that they don't have enough confidence in their own brand, that they feel like they have to lean on, you know, you got an Expel sign in your shop or outside of your shop that's bigger than your own, like sign, stop doing that, please, because things could change, but you know what I mean? Like, that's not helping you. And it also commoditizes your business, because if you got 5 other shops that sell Expel within 5 miles from you, or not Expel even, I'm just saying, I want Expel, who cares? If you have 5 other shops doing that, then any customer that looks like, they just sell that same product, I can get that same product over here for a less price. Why are we doing that? Sell yourself. We're the ones with the reviews. You know what I'm saying? We're the ones with, you know, the warranty, or we'll stand behind our work. We're the ones that don't have, you know what I mean? Like, a reputation for damaging your stuff or like doing horrible work or whatever, come to us. Like sell yourself, you know.
Customer service,
Basic,
customer
basic, common.
education.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I
Have
mean,
a good brand, mind you, that
sure.
will take care of you, and let that be a bonus, but don't let that be
100%.
a garnish, not the entree, you know. So whatever.
Yes,
You know
yes.
what I mean?
No, and I agree. Like there's nothing wrong with, you know, there's nothing wrong with having support of your brand in your shop.
Yeah.
But it should be you selling the
Straight
jobs
up,
and
dude.
making the money. Like
Have
it
some
should
pride
be
in
you.
yourself, man. You
Yeah.
got there. You learned something hard. You had the, you know, the balls, if you will, to open up a shop and do all that. It's time to kind of, you know, show yourself some dignity and respect and represent yourself, you know.
Yes.
And I love doing that. Like I have a branding, you know, marketing at heart. Like I've helped quite a few shops with their branding, not just shops, other businesses, you know, with, hey, you know, you guys are great, but your branding, it from the outside, it looks like you're, you know, you're running like a freaking, yeah. I mean, anyway, I don't want to go too far. You know what I mean? It just, I don't. Are you guys doing oil changes out here, dude? Or are you guys working on Porsche 911? Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, let's work on the face here. You know what I mean? Just put a little makeup on this thing, man, and go out. And, you know what I mean? And dance a little bit. You know?
Absolutely.
So, anyway,
I mean, look at Brendan Mazer. I mean, that dude is
love that guy.
Up front, in charge, and
his energy is so great, man.
Yeah, but he's promoting him and his business.
Oh yeah,
nonstop.
And he's helping he's promoting other businesses too. And I mean, that is so cool. How would you love that kind of? I would love it if somebody in a different industry came into my shop and was like, hey, I just have my car tinted here, boom, 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 boom.
Right?
It's like, wow, this is cool. You just reached so many people. For us, it's the small business needs to stick together, dude.
Yes,
I love he thinks outside of the box, man, and I
100%.
I do love that, and he's got such a cool attitude.
100%.
We get to know him better.
I've had some really good phone conversations with him over probably like maybe the last 3-4 weeks when we really started to connect, and he was on the show, and he's like, well, what's your thoughts? I'm like, dude, you're killing it. Like, you're on camera, you're holding it, you're showing you're showing your business, you're being loud about it, like not like volume wise, but I mean just he's
got that New York thing going on, man. Where's he from? He's from up there somewhere, right?
Jersey, New Hampshire.
Oh, he's in New Hampshire. Okay, yeah, he's got the New England thing going on where they
but
loud, I mean, and they get out there and stuff, and dude, I love that.
and here's the thing, and we're at 53 minutes. See how fast an hour goes? Like, it's
for sure, man.
But that's okay. What I was gonna say is people talk about you know, the best way to market and how to go about it, and I'll be honest, if you are just being you and true and being on camera, people love it. That's what they want to see.
Oh, dude.
100%. Why do you think Brendan is doing so freaking well with it?
Absolutely. Anytime we do a video where, and I don't know what the hell for, but anytime we do a video and I'm actually standing in front of a car speaking, I could do a video where I'm standing in front of some basic freaking car, like a freaking, I don't know, like a Hyundai Elantra, and talking about it, and get more views and likes than I could if I just showed a stationary Porsche GT3R. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what the hell is that? People, even though we like to be on screens now, for some reason they like that personal feel. And so, God bless you, man. If you have the gift of gab, I guess we both have that, and we can talk all day. Get out there, man. Step out there, practice in the mirror, whatever. But just get out there and talk like you would to just 3 or 4 people. As you know, don't be afraid of the camera. You know?
Oh, I'm so glad you're on the same page as me, because here's the thing. I talk to dealers on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
And they're always going, you know, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I'm like, have you been on camera yet? Have you done an introduction video of like you and your shop, where you're located, and actually spoke to the camera? And they're like, oh no. And I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, we're just post pictures. And I'm like, dude, that's a thing of the past. That's old shit.
Sadly, I wish it were okay, because
but
it takes energy, man.
Right, but you gotta grow with everything else that grows around you, and
you are the face of your business, and they will judge you by your words and your face. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, dude. So,
I love the fact that you're on the same page, because I've been preaching this for fucking years.
And also be sincere, man. Don't Don't be out here being over salesy or any of that other bullshit. Just
Oh my God.
get out there and tell them what's up. I love the shops. This is crazy, but I just saw a shop. Shield by Design, man. That guy is awesome in Dallas. He is, and I'll tell you another one who's really good is Higher Quality Detail, Higher Solomon. Freaking coolest guy ever. Those guys are masters of getting in front of that camera. Oh, Harker Heights, man. Our boy, Autobahn guy. He's a G. I love that guy. His content's fantastic. He inspires me and everything, and he really knows his shit. That guy knows his stuff, man. And,
have you ever came across the David Chuckman?
Oh yeah, that is absolutely in Dallas as well. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
High tech, fantastic guys, man, and they've got it, man. They figured it out.
They dialed that thing in, and I mean,
even get on there. They are so bold. They'll even get on there and be like, "Oh, here's a mistake we did." The dude from Shield by Design a couple days ago, he's like, "Hey, this car special ordered. We shipped it from here to like 10 hours away or something." And he's like, "Oh, it had a problem. We had to bring it back." All this stuff. Like, and he's like, they'll just they'll open the books up and show you flaws and all. It's just very real, and it's almost like the whole reality TV thing that everyone's into, where they just want to see the real. You know what I mean?
Real.
The world's so damn fake, and they will trust you if you're real. You're like, "Hey, we did this car. It came back. We're human. We fixed it for them. No charge. Boom. You can trust us to do the same for you should you have a problem." Because sadly, that's not the case with several shops. They don't fix their own shit. It's crazy.
But I'm telling you, and I've been telling people this for years, is you've got to get away from the camera shyness and be that person, because right now your clientele wants to know you. They want to see the person behind the company, the person behind the install. They want to see mess ups, because guess what? We're fucking human. We're fucking human.
Totally.
Windows is not perfect. PPF is not perfect.
We live in a land of extreme fake, and people, it's like a breath of fresh air, dude, when people see something real.
Exactly. Like, you guys all watching it, if you guys are afraid to get in front of the camera, you've got to break that somehow. 100%. Just
absolutely.
Do it. And I'm telling you, you do it once and you're going to go, well, that's not that fucking bad. And then all of a sudden you're just like this.
Not like you're doing Facebook Live or something, dude. Like, just record yourself with a phone or whatever and get out there. And don't even, nobody's going to judge you. Nobody cares. Look at all, dude, you see people. 2025, bro. We see people on phones all day. Think nothing of it. It's not like some grand presentation. Here's me. I'm with so-and-so. Here's this car we worked on. Have a great day. You know what I mean?
It's not like people are going to drive by and stop and go, "Ooh, what's going on? What are they doing?" It's a normal thing now for someone to literally take their phone and be like, "Hey, da 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 da." It's just normal now. So
it's unreal.
I love the fact that you're on the same page as me. Thank you. All you guys watching, I hope you at least got this out of the show. If anything, please. It's marketing. It's being true. You're being educational, and that's what sells. 100%.
Yeah, man.
So, love it. All right, let's do this, dude. I mean, we can sit here and talk. And
it's been fun, man.
I love it. We should definitely do a Q&A real quick.
Yeah.
Because where we're at an hour. All right, let me bring in the chat. Oop, not that button. Let me bring in a chat. All right, guys, so let this thing kind of refresh a little bit. Give John.
Brendan's in here. That's cool. How you doing, Brendan?
Give John a second to kind of catch his breath and kind of get this going. But guys, if you guys want to do Q&A, if you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, I will grab them and I will put them up on the screen and we'll just kind of go from there. Colin said, John told me to change my business logo and I did.
Yeah, Colin, how you doing, brother? Awesome.
It's little things that can make a big difference, guys. Brandon said, what's up?
Yeah, man.
And, and I'm telling you right now, and I want to bring Brendan up again because I watch him on Facebook. I watch his little clips and his stories, and I'm like, dude, this guy's nailed it down. Like, I mean, look what he's doing. Like you said, he's going to local businesses and giving shout outs.
Totally.
It's a win-win, guys.
Who's willing to put in that kind of work, man? Who's willing to do that kind of work?
Right.
I'm telling you that, dude, That's guerrilla marketing, man, and someone willing to do that and be vulnerable. It's one of those things, and it may feel like at first when you're doing it, like, man, I'm not seeing a huge return. Keep it up, dude. It's just like anything. My God,
Repetition.
yeah, repetition. He's gonna be with that kind of energy, man. He puts that energy towards anything. Damn, like
Yep.
I'll be impressed. Yeah.
Yep.
Colin. Oh yeah, yeah. Cool.
Charlie said, John, thank you for the awesome displays.
Thank you,
So
brother.
if you guys don't know, John actually I'm not gonna say redesigned. You actually designed a new set of display boards for Audubon, and they're absolutely fantastic. Everybody loves them. So great job on that.
Yeah.
We won't get too much into that.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, no, thank you, Charlie. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Let's see, Haas. It's all about the hustle. I'm at a shop. I'm at the shop at 10 p.m. cutting 500 square feet. See, there you go, guys. This guy is in North Carolina, so it is 8, 9, 10. So it's 10, right? So he said 10 o'clock.
Awesome.
And he's cutting out film for his job tomorrow.
Yeah,
hey guys, this is not something that you could just kind of pick and choose and go, I'm going to do it this day. I'm not going to do it this day. I'm only going to do one car and make it a business. It's not.
Mhm.
You literally got to put some work into it. But on the bright side is after you get that momentum going,
totally.
you got it.
It's those who don't quit, man. If you don't quit and you try to make educated, decisions, man, you can get there. But there's many times I've wanted to quit, bro. And I'm gonna be totally honest, man. I almost ran my business into the ground at least probably 5-6 times, and that's probably hilarious to God because he's probably been more like 50. But you know what I mean. But I'm telling you, that's you can do a lot of things right, but I think success is a lot of luck, man. I've heard a lot of rich people even say that, at least the real ones. But yeah, man, all your comments are blowing up. Here we go.
Yeah, this one right here. Colin said he started offering windshield replacement and upsell windshield tint with it. That's
killer, man. Good job, Colin. He's going places, man. Colin sent me. Colin's a hungry dude, man, and he's going to do well. He's down in Corpus Christi, I want to say. And
yes, he is.
Yeah, dude. Like I'll keep it real, and he reached out to me about something. I don't remember, DM me or something, and I said, well, let me take a look at your stuff. And to be brutally honest, like Colin sent me, his branding and his logo, and I was like, this doesn't meet. If I never met you, and I only saw this, and you say, tell me what you think the owner behind this business card, this brand, like looks like or is like or whatever, I would have totally polar opposite to Colin. So I was like, dude, we gotta update this, man. I was like, get yourself a new brand, a new logo, get it, whatever. He did, man. He took action and actually did it within a couple weeks, and he sent me a new one. I was like, dude, that looks killer, and it looks very appropriate. Like you wouldn't wear sweatpants to a wedding. Let's throw a tuxedo on, bro. You're trying to hit those. You're trying to get those, high end stuff. Let's look high end. You know what I mean? Let's attract high end by looking high end. And so that's a weakness in our industry. A lot of guys aren't. They're not. A lot of shops are not good at that. Some people are great at that. It's like, it's like a interior designers or whatever. You go into someone's house, it looks totally. But then you go to another one, you're like, damn, this looks like a museum. Like some people just have it and some people don't. And if you don't have it, find somebody that has it and let them help you with your branding. And I guarantee you, since he switches branding, I guarantee you this year he will do a tremendous amount more gross sales than last year. I know, like a lot, like, yeah, I'd be curious to know.
He actually called me, I think it was yesterday I talked to him, Colin. I don't remember,
wow.
Dude. I talked to so many people.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I talked to him yesterday or if it was Friday. No, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. And, I asked him, I'm like, are you getting in front of the camera? He's like, no. And I'm like, you need to get in front of the camera. He's like, I know.
Yeah, man.
So, I try to push him. So I know he's going to get to that point. Absolutely.
I think he'd be great in front of the camera.
What do you say? Where'd it go? Have to always willing to adapt and change. Yep, in big or small. And I'm hoping so. Absolutely. So I saw comments over on Instagram. They don't show up over here, but
Yeah.
he actually jumped on over here, so I can put it up. Not a question, but more of a shout out to both you guys. Always great, always giving great advice and pushing everyone
Cool,
to
man.
better themselves. Hundred
Thank you.
percent,
Great. Yeah, that's great.
100%. You know, and I love doing this show because I love having, you know, I mean, every guest I've ever had, they've always had something to contribute that I know for a fact because I get messages and replies after the show like all the time. Like,
Oh, cool.
I didn't know about this, or I didn't know this, or that was
Yeah.
great advice. It helps, and this is why I do the show because
Yeah.
why not? Right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You can't call everybody. I mean, if you can.
Oh, I won't. Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I won't."
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, this is a great way to do it, and you know, anybody that's interested in it, anybody that's already in it, it gives them a chance to hear from other people. You get to hear their struggles, their success, you know, what they did different, and
yeah.
Why not? I'm just here to help everybody,
bro.
That's
absolutely, dude. Yeah. I think it's best, man, when guys come together and they try to help each other. The common goal should be, how do I grow, scale, do more, get more for less, like, you know, whatever. How do I, you know, not how do I beat or undercut everyone around me and climb myself up, because that's a losing strategy. It really is. You have to think a little bit further out, you know. And yeah, man. There's a lot of fantastic people in this. You know, I'm not the type. I don't. You know, when I was with Expel, I went to one dealer conference with them, with Autobahn. I went. You know, I've only been an Autobahn dealer since, I want to say, August of last year, September, I think. And I went to their conference, which was, dude. I mean, that was, dude. Shout out to David Kratz and everybody that was a part of that. All you guys, really, all you reps too, man. Unbelievable. I was like, wow. I remember texting my wife and I was like, I cannot believe the kind of freaking conference and show and party they put on here. It is like so fun. It is like, it was awesome. I mean, really, it takes a lot to impress me, just because I don't know, man. I just, you know, I got low heart rate or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, dude. And it was a fantastic conference. I got to meet so many people and so many successful shops and just awesome guys, and got so much, learned a lot, and got to share knowledge too. And it's just, yeah, I love that. I love that atmosphere, man. In Audubon, they created an atmosphere for that, dude. And our industry is cool in that it is a big party, dude. And we do have a lot of conferences. I mean, every year there's, you know, Window Film Revolution, all the different things that everyone's doing. It's cool. It's cool that we do, you know?
Yeah, because let's face it, when me and you first started out, there wasn't shit.
There was hey, what was the website, bro, that everyone went to? Was it
Tint'er?
Tint'er, that's right, man.
Yeah, it was Tint'er.
Page after page of those stupid smiley roly face emojis. I'm like, for God's sakes, stop doing that. I'm trying to get an answer here. I don't want to go through 7 pages of your dialogue.
Yeah.
Vet that shit, man. Like, come on, dude. I was glad when Facebook came out for that reason, but
absolutely,
dude, that was funny.
John, is there a goal or something you're wanting to accomplish before the end of the year?
Oh, Jesus.
He said,
I could say a lot of really sarcastic stuff right now, but I won't.
You're like, I just want to be on a beach somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. No, you know, man, I let me think about this, bro. This year, I think I kind of already hit it, which is weird. I didn't expect to, but I wanted to hire another tinner, which it just kind of fell in our lap. But we just happened to get we got another tinner about a month and a half ago.
Okay.
But that was my plan for later this summer, but it happened a little early, so that was cool. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get myself. I'm up there, and everybody's on different, you know, paths or trajectories or whatever. But my goal is to get myself out of the. I feel like if you're an owner, your goal should be, if you want to scale and be able to retire without having to do this till you're 70, physically, is to be trying to get yourself out of being the installer. And I have not fully gotten there yet, but every year I get closer to that. but I don't want to get completely out of it because I feel like good leaders lead by example, dude. So I'm in there with these dudes and I'm doing the work and, you know, all the stuff. But we all do it as a team collective. You know, everybody takes the trash out. Everybody looks over each other's stuff. I tell them one rule in my shop, zero pride. Like, so if some dude says, hey, this window has some debris in it, I don't want to hear shit. Like, you're right. Let me redo that. Like, and we all are a team now, dude. And it sounds corporate and stupid. Like, but we do everything as a freaking team. So, hey, can you help me do this, man? I fucked this up, whatever. And it really does help. And so, yeah, man, I want to get out of doing most of the installs. I am about 50% or something there. But if I can do that, the sooner you can get out of working in your business and working on it, I think that's how you scale. That's like, you know, I see Mike Norm, dude. He's got like freaking, like 20, 30 employees or something crazy. He's still out there doing the work.
Locations, or,
he's a bad at 4, I think.
Four
what
locations.
The hell? And yeah, and so, you know, but he still works in his business, but I feel like it's by choice. You know, he could probably be on a golf course every day of his life. But yeah, man. But yeah, you do have to stay. You can't be the absentee boss that's never there. Things will fall apart. But yeah, brother, if I'll tell you what, man, just work towards. It comes in stages, and I could almost sit down on paper and write each stage. But you know, first is having the balls to open up, and then just it's always excellent work, and that's the common denominator all the time, and everyone should do that. Do not let things leave that you're going to be like later that night, be like, damn, I don't know if I should have let that go or not. It'll come back to haunt you, and it'll cause you to lose your sleep. Just redo it. You know what I'm saying? Sleep at night, whatever. Tell the customer you redid it. Be like, hey, we did it the first time. Didn't like the way we're going to redo it. We want it to look good. We don't just send stuff out. They appreciate that, and they'll come back to you knowing that, hey, if it happens again, they'll redo it. But yeah, dude, just that. Work on your branding. Work on your face. Work on interactions with customers. I'm gonna tell you guys a tip right now. It's a big one. If you guys want high-end cars, if you feel like you're at that level where you want to work on high-end cars, you're gonna need to purge your freaking social media accounts of every lame-ass Toyota Avalon. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Purge that, man. I don't care if you got 4 pictures left over in your Instagram. Purge it. Only post the nice ones, because next thing you know, anyone who's got money, new Porsche, M3, whatever, they're looking and they're going to see you and be like, oh, damn, they only work on nice cars. They must know what they're doing. I'm going there. And then you're not fighting for price. You're fighting for the attention of those who have the money and are willing to spend it and don't bat an eye. And next thing you know, your whole social media page will be nothing but badass cars, and they'll be showing up way more and more and more frequent. If you go to our Instagram, Cornerstone Tint, it's nothing but nice cars, because that's all we work on now. When I started, I was in the freaking bloodbath with all you guys, man. I had oh shit, I got to do this 10-year-old F-150 and all this shit. All that went through, purged all of that, dude, multiple times, and that's just how it is. You have to look the part before you become the part. You have to believe it. Everybody who is a good athlete or boxer, they have to picture themselves as the most baddest ass person, you know what I mean? Until they get there. They have to believe it up here, even though they're not, until they get there. And you have to do that with your own shop. If you want to look good and you want to market, or if you want all the high-end stuff, you got to start pitching and marketing it that way. It's a slow roll, but you'll get there. But yeah, highly recommend that. I've got 5 of us, actually 6 technically if you count our flat glass guy. So yeah, there's 5 of us at the shop, and then 1 more flat glass install. So,
yeah, I think Scott came in late.
Scott's a G. I love Scott. Hey, Scott, thanks for those delicious desserts that you hooked it up with. What'd you say?
The little chocolates?
Hell yeah, man!
Yeah.
Just didn't make it back home, man. I was in my suitcase at the airport. Boy, I think I gained 10 pounds, man, just because of Scott over the weekend, dude. Talking about who brings boxes of chocolates this big,
a duffel bag,
handing them bad boys out. He was the dude that gave out the king size bars at Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's going to his house, but yeah, man, Scott's awesome, dude.
I love Scotty.
Ooh, yeah,
I love Scotty. He gave us some, and I'll be 100% honest. Like, I try not to eat too many sweets, but then I get a sweet tooth.
They didn't stand a chance, bro.
They were on the kitchen counter for like the longest time, and I looked over and I'm like, fuck? How long these
Not
bitches
my
been
house.
sitting here?
They didn't even make it out the airport.
That's hilarious.
Came to me the night before, man. I was like,
oh my gosh, Scott, Scott, I did a show a while back where it was kind of like an open mic where people were kind of wanting to come in and off and on the show, and Scott tried to come in, and I was like, oh, this is cool, Scott's in, but his audio wasn't working. So one of these Tuesdays,
he's all the way out there in Hawaii, man.
I know,
but I gotta wait like.
He's gonna be on the show, and I told him
that'd be cool. Yeah,
make it work,
a lot. Yeah, hell yeah. I saw Clayton pop up in there, and that's a dude I definitely enjoy. I really enjoy that dude. Yeah, we got to share a table at the Audubon conference, man. And that guy is man. His social media is solid, and he works on some killer freaking cars.
Yes, and
always doing excellent like edited like videos and just really showing the work. And he's out there, man. And that's dude. That's a couple hours a day. Just keeping up with the fucking CapCut edited video stuff. Last thing you want to do when you're freaking spent all day working on these cars, dude. And he's doing
this shit.
He's doing it all, and I'm like, oh, I'm tired watching you, dude. But I know you're doing it, and that's what keeps the man busy. He's got a great image, dude. And I'm also jealous because he has the coolest peel boards in the industry.
Yes.
Those freaking giant tractor combine windshields or something like that. I'm gonna have to have him ship me some of them, man. And hells yeah, dude. Yeah. His stuff looks solid.
Yeah. No, every time I'm sitting here and in between phone calls and stuff like that, I'll go on TikTok just to see if I have any of my dealers live. And every time he comes on there, I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "What's up, Jason?" And he's just doing killer shit.
Hell yeah.
All the time. Yep.
I'll start sending my videos to him and have him start editing.
For real. Now, Bill, strategic. This guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to him.
Makes you good.
I keep pushing him. I'm like, you're almost there.
Yeah.
No, I love Bill. Bill is so easy to talk to.
They do well on camera then.
Started doing TikToks a while back, and I watch him, and my only complaint for Bill is he needs music in the background. That's it. Other than that, he's golden. But he knows I'm just giving him shit.
Bill, you guys set a little ambiance, man. Check this out right here, dude. I got my little fake fireplace over here, and then tilted my little table to have the angle for this. You can put a little jazz music on, a couple candles, little rose petals. You gotta serenade those customers, bro.
I love Bill, and I do it. I do it just to push his buttons.
Yeah.
But he knows I'm not doing it personally. But I'm just like, come on, Bill, come on. I know you got it. He's like,
all about that presentation, man. Yeah. I almost rolled up on this show with like a Hugh Hefner like ascot, you know what I'm saying, with the freaking thing and a little pipe. And I was gonna play it up real hard.
Oh, you should have.
Presentation's everything. You know what I mean?
You should have.
Yeah.
You should have.
So,
I would have died.
Take it till you make it, dude. You might have thought I was in the 30,000 square foot mansion, but I'm just in my little regular ass house. You know what I mean? So that's just what it's all about. So yeah, dude.
I love pushing these guys. And I don't do it other than I just want them to break out of their shell. I want them to put themselves out there 100%.
Their confidence up, man.
And I keep pushing. That's it.
You just gotta, even when you don't know, who you're. I see Clayton up here. He said he gets down on himself a lot, man. But it's funny. Yep. Those are the best ones. The dudes who are hard on themselves are the ones who keep going. I mean, it's like standing in the door of an airplane trying to parachute, man. It's like sometimes you just gotta jump, even though everything in you is saying no, and you just gotta, and you'll feel that exhilaration once you hit the ground, of course. But like, that's the way it is with. You just got to have that confidence even when everything in you is saying no. You got to fight through beating yourself up, being hard on yourself, all the stuff. Oh, they're not going to like this video, all this shit. You just got to do it sometimes and turn off the emotion. Just be a robot and you'll see like, wow. Like for me, dude, when I taught myself PPF, dude, I fucking hated PPF. I was like, I didn't know my slip solution. I didn't work for anyone. Like I never learned it from anybody. I was like, how in the fuck? I was using like tint solution for PPF. I was getting freaking chicken skin and all my stuff. And I was like, God, I hate this, dude. And then I was having customers who were like they just refuse to let anybody else work on their cars. And so I had one, and I'm glad he pushed me out of the airplane unknowingly. And he's like, dude, you're referred to me by so and so. He says you're the best. He was talking about tint, and he's like, I got a new, I think it was a Camaro or something, and it was nice, really nice SS. And he was like, I want you to do PPF on it for me. And I'm like, I was like, I didn't tell him, like, I've never done it before ever. I went ahead and took it on. By the grace of God, I got through this, and I think the color helped a lot. It was like the charcoal gray or whatever. So I was able to, dude, I jumped color out and I fought through that shit and all this stuff. But I never would have thought that within 2 years, 3 years, that I'm going to be doing 4 GTs. You know what I'm saying? Full carbon fiber, like all the shit. Like we have people drop cars off to our shop on trailers from 6-hour radius, bro. Like, it's stupid. Not all the time. I'm not like esoteric or one of these freaking mega play. I'm not that. I don't get full. I mean, it happens like once a year, twice a year, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like we get some super high end shit, and it's like, wow, comparatively to our city, you know what I mean? We're in Kansas City. We're not in like,
Miami
or some shit. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I never would have thought. But had I not embraced the absolute resistance of, God, I hate doing this because I'm not perfect at it. When you tint and you're a solo tinter and you've been doing that for 15 years and you're a badass and you're fast, like a lot of us are, and you're like, if you get comfortable, you get that muscle memory. I don't even have to think. I forgot how many cars I tinted a day, and I forgot which cars they were because I was in my own world mentally, just flowing through these cars. Then you got to learn something like PPF from scratch, and you're like, F this. It's like going back to school after 20 years.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, I hate my life. And so,
it's like starting all over again,
bro. But I didn't want to tell that dude no, I couldn't do it because I don't know if it was a pride thing or I didn't want my reputation. I didn't want to look bad or something. So I did it, and that ended up turning into a huge. Obviously, we make more PPF now than we do tint every year. I mean, we do a ton, $1 million shop this year, and stuff. And it's like, wow, thank God, Same thing with coatings, which is much easier, but it's intimidating when you have no effing idea what the hell you're doing at first. And I'm all self-taught. I'm a glutton for punishment, man. But yeah, dude. But it's all worked out. So yeah, I'm thankful to God, dude, first and foremost. Yeah. So.
Man, I love hearing your story because I struggled the same way you were just like the whole night. And I'm like, man, I feel like I just relived my whole.
Sorry for stirring up any traumatic memories for you.
Oh,
you're gonna be. I figured by the time I look up on the screen, you're gonna have a cigarette with like an ash that's like this long off the end of it, just shaking. It's a 10,000-yard stare, just like, oh my God, 28 years. Yep. What have I done to myself? No,
it's been quite the ride for 28 years.
Goes quick, doesn't it?
I would never change it. Absolutely not. I wish I would have done more because of what I know now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hindsight's 20/20, man. Yeah.
Right. But yeah. I will say 28 years in this industry. I've tinted tens of thousands of cars.
Yeah,
I've tinted everything from fish tanks to skyscrapers.
Small cities with the cars, bro. It's freaking crazy.
I've traveled all over the U.S. I've been in tint competitions. Like, wouldn't trade it. Not once.
Absolutely, man.
Nope.
I can't wait to. I want to compete in that one for like 40 grand, but you and I are going to have to. We're going to have to find a way to somehow subdue Teasley and maybe put him in the trunk of a car. Some of these other guys, maybe we're gonna have to figure out a way to get these guys out of here and kind of trim out the competition a little bit.
Yeah, Jason Teasley, just shove him in the
I'm
trunk.
I'm gonna slip him like something in his drink. I saw you had a beer on top of one of the cars at the Automobile car. Next time I'm dropping something in that freaking bottle. He's not looking. Oh, that wasn't him. That was our boy Paul Wargo or something. I don't know who it was. Somebody in the comments will know. But it was funny. I got a picture of it. We got beer bottles and it looked hilarious, man.
Oh my gosh,
what a party.
Hey, when I did my first competition and the very first tinter battles, I think I had 4 beer bottles and cans thrown underneath the door that I was tinting, and everybody was just like, here, drink a beer, and I'm like, I'm trying to fucking tint. No, drink one. Like, whatever. Been
Yep.
there, done that. All right.
Yep.
Dude, look, we're at an hour and 25 minutes. We need to shut this thing
Gone
down.
by quick, man. Just like you said.
All right. This is the part of the show where I always let the guests kind of leave their legacy. They're part of the podcast. Tips, tricks, advice, words of wisdom. This is your part to leave your legacy for the show. John, go for it.
Oh man.
Yep, I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah. Well, God, I don't know. I don't have I'm only practically minded, man. I'm not big emotional and all that stuff, but
It's okay.
you know what? If you're everybody's in different phases and people have different preferences, man. There are guys in this industry that are totally remarkably badass and they still prefer to be like a one-man shop, dude. And they've got a lot of peace and they don't have any of the cons of the headaches of having like bigger shops with more people. On the flip side, there's dudes that have, 30, 40, I mean, whatever. They got a huge amount of employees and payroll, and that's a lot of headache. And sometimes the headache of payroll being, 120 grand a month or whatever, people don't realize, doesn't outweigh, but he doesn't have to actually work on cars. Well, yeah, dude, but his mind's like trying to figure out how am I going to get enough work in here to feed all these families that are dependent on me. There's a lot of stresses that people don't understand as you get to the top, and I'm not at the top. I'm halfway up the top, and it's only because of age that I've happened to be anywhere. I think, but yeah, man, I mean, I would just say, guys, just be humble. And I like to give practical things too, because anybody can go on and listen to some bullshit TED talk and hear somebody give all the most common, keep trying hard, do good work, well, all that shit. That annoys me. I want people to tell me exactly how to get to the next level in a practical sense. So I would just say, I'll give you a couple things that have really helped me. One is be wary of who you hire, man. I hired subcontractors before. They weren't subs whenever I hired them. I made them employees, but they knew how to do it, and they were a big problem for me, man. There's a lot of, you see this in the comments if you've been in this industry any length of time. Lots of headaches there. It's almost not worth it. I would say train your guys, train them in your culture. You won't have the resistance of, oh, well, I know how to do this, so I'm going to do it my way, and you need me, and I'm God's gift to your shop now that I showed up, and you have to pay me like 3 times as much as a normal person. All those things. No, train your guys. Do not be afraid to train your guys. As a matter of fact, I'll give you a very practical way to do that. I trained my first tinter, who's still with me now after 3.5 years. He's awesome, and I trained him in 6 weeks. And I'm talking about train him to my level 6 weeks. He wasn't as fast, but he is fast. And he is fast now. And the way I did that, this is a practical thing. I've told a few people this at the Auto One conference. Dude, I went out. I got so tired of those subs, man. In 2022, I have 5 people now and a fly-bass guy. But in 2022, I had just me. I got so tired of my subs. Guys worked for me that I fired both of them within a couple weeks of each other, brought it all back to me and said, hey, if anybody calls, you tell them we're understaffed, we're not tinting unless they do PPF. And I proceeded to do, I believe it was 14 full PPF car wraps in a row over the next 6 weeks. And that's no lie, man. It was like a miracle or something. It was crazy. We had some bad, yeah. And not just any car. We're talking McLaren 720, all this stuff. And I believe it or not, I had customers wait 3, 4, 5 months for me to get to tint their car. That's how strong of a bond and of an experience we give them, and just the trust that they have with me, because I'm honest with them and we do a good job, and we will not compromise that ever. But the way I trained my tinter on a practical scale is I went out and I bought a 2012 Nissan Versa, little crappy economy car, you know what I mean? I bought it for $6,000, and I'll tell you that $6,000 paid for itself 1,000-fold, literally. And I bought it for 6 G's, and I trained him how to tint on that. And this man tinted this car 300 freaking times before I let him touch a single roll-up window on any of the nice cars that we have in there. By the time he did it, he was confident. He knew how that film would behave. He knew what I expected. He's the best worker I've ever had. Very good attitude, and I am very, very, very slow to hire, and I'm very quick to fire. I don't play fucking games at all, but I'm not a dick either. I just don't. My business means a lot to me, and there's a lot riding on it. And
Sure.
if you're going to do something in my shop that will get you fired in any corporate office, your ass is getting fired in my shop. I don't need the hassle. I don't care if I'm invested 5 years and I trained you from scratch. You're gone. And I'm not. That's not like he's got an egotistical authority. No, it's that I've been through hell with that, and I let that happen to me for 2 years. Been over, and I won't do it anymore. And I tell you what, it's amazing how you can create a culture of teamwork, good attitude. Everybody's rewarded well. Your customers are happy. You're happy. You know that they're going to do right whenever you're not there. Learning how to shift into that gear. I had the hardest time figuring out how to train and get into that gear. You get into that gear, you get some help, you kind of take some of the stress off you, and you just keep doing that. You keep that freaking car that you bought for $6,000. You keep putting kids in. The reason why I got that particular car was because it had a back window that had a third brake light you had to use the whale tail on, and it was a little bit curved. It wasn't so hard that it would break their freaking spirit, but it wasn't so easy that they're can learn it in 3 days. And taught them how to do how to do bottom loading and all that. And man, I tell you what, it's been great, bro. And so from 22 to now 25, actually from 22 to 24, I went from just me and an office girl to now me with, there's 5 of us in the shop and then a 6th guy on flat now. So that's just a couple years. And you get to a point, man, where you just I have to figure out a different path. I keep running the same wall. Let me go a different route. And you got to get creative on how to make that happen. Because it's hard to train whenever you're the guy doing everything at the same time. Yep. But that's what I highly recommend. So yeah, I don't have much else, man. Anybody can.
Oh, that's good. I mean,
anytime they want. Yeah.
It's good advice. I mean, let's face it. Not everybody can pick it up. We talked about that. It's not an easy skill.
Yeah.
But if you're able to pick it up within 6 weeks and be like this,
I'm talking amazing, dude. Yeah, very, very good.
So
very good at it.
So
yeah, you can do Model X windshields, literally shrink them down, everything within 2 months.
God dang. Okay.
Humbled me a little bit. I was like, oh, I guess I found a unicorn here, but no, we replicate it, man. We replicate it. So yeah.
I was just gonna say, man, you definitely snagged a unicorn.
Right? Yeah.
Because those are hard to find. Absolutely.
The attitude's what's harder, but yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%. Attitude is very, very hard to find that right.
It is.
Because if you're doing this, you ain't going nowhere.
Bro, 100%. You know it. You already know
it. Absolutely. John, dude, we're at an hour and a half. I mean,
let's go.
It's all right, though. I love it. We definitely got to get you back on the show another time.
Anytime.
Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you
Likewise.
for everything you shared for everybody. But it's time for you to get the fuck out of here. Get off my show. Get out. We're done. You already kept me over 30 minutes longer than I wanted to, and everybody's starting to fall asleep on it. No, I'm just joking. No, guys, listen. John, I'm telling you, if you guys actually really paid attention to the show, and if you listen to everything, it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm telling you, if you guys just put the pieces together, I don't know. John's brilliant when it comes to the way he does things. Now, I'm not saying it's for everybody. It may not work for you, but like you said, if you're hitting a wall, you got to find another route. You got to start thinking outside the box. For all you guys that are doing content, Clayton, Bill, the ones that we talked about, seriously, you guys are doing it. You guys are knocking it out of the ballpark. And this is why I'm always telling people, you got to do it. You got to do it. Otherwise, no one's going to know you. That's it. Right? Right. Cool. All right. Oh, I'll do it next. No, we'll do it another show. I was gonna tease you guys, but no, we'll do it another show. I'm just saying. All right. I think that's it. There is no show next week, and you guys will find out why. So next show, 2 weeks, but there's a reason why, and I'm not gonna say anything. So you'll just have to wait. Other than that, I think that's it. So, John, thank you so much for being part of the show. another episode in the books. And then we'll be back here in 2 weeks live, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. That's it. I'm out of here. I got to try to figure out how I'm going to shut all this down in one swoop. But you guys have a great rest of the week. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. See ya.